morning, dear students. Today we are going to study the fundamentals of electrical drive system. So before getting started, let us discuss about the topic or the subject name electrical drive system. Now, if we are going to bifurcate the subject, we are getting two terms, electrical and drive. Now, what is drive? See, motion control. Motion control is required in almost every type of industrial or any type of transportation system. Means if we are driving something, we should know the drive mechanism. We need a prime mover in the form of fuel, and we should have the control over the speed. Otherwise, the system may get failed. Similarly, motion control is required in almost all the type of drive systems, industrial applications. Hence the term name drive system. So, system employed for motion control. The system employed for motion control is called a drive system, and on the basis of various prime movers, the drive system can be called as electrical drive system, nuclear drive system, or mechanical drive system, and so on. So, the system which is using an electrical motor or electrical power in the form of the prime mover can be called as an electrical drive system. So, coming to the next topic. Motion control is required in almost large number of industrial and domestic systems for getting the required motion, and their smooth control means what I have said. For smooth control and for getting the required motion, means for getting the required speed, the system can be defined as drive system. Various type of prime movers are required, like diesel, petrol engines, or gas or steam turbines, then hydraulic motors or electrical motors. Depending upon the prime movers, we can be define that system as an electrical drive system or mechanical and so on. So, the system which is employing electrical motor as their main prime mover. For motion control, they are called as electrical drive system. Another definition of electrical drive system, a system which is used to control the movement of an electrical machine. Means any type of system which is used to control the movement of electrical machine, whether we have to speed up the movement, whether we have to slow down the movement. That system is called an electrical drive system. A kind of electrical drive used to control the energy which is sent to the electrical motor. Means the energy which we have sent to the electrical motor, for that energy we have to control. The drive supplies energy to the motor in unstable amount and is at unstable frequencies, thus ultimately control the speed and torque of the motor. Means at the time of supply, the drive supplies energy to the motor in unstable amounts and at unstable frequencies, ultimately controls the speed and torque of the motor. The next, these drive employs the prime movers such as petrol engine, otherwise diesel, steam, otherwise gas, electrical and hydraulic motors like main source of energy. So this electrical motor or diesel engine or hydraulic or gas, these are the main prime movers. Now this is the basic block diagram of electrical drive system. We have a source. We can say that input is source. Then power modulator. The next is motor, load system. You can also call it as output. Then one sensing unit is also there. Then one control unit for giving the command. This control unit is connected to the power. So this is a type of closed loop block diagram of an electrical drive system. The whole electrical drive system is based on this. If we can understand this block diagram, the fundamental is clear. Now coming to these are the various important components of electrical drive system. Source, power modulator, motor, load, sensing unit and control unit. If we deeply study about each and every component, each and every part of the block diagram, the main fundamental of electrical drive system is clear. Coming to the second part, power modulator. Before power modulator, we have source. Now, source can be anything. Source, there are mainly two types of source: AC supply or DC supply. AC source or DC source. So, source can be anything: AC source or DC source. Then coming to the next part, power modulator. Again, for any type of subject, just go through the main word. Like electrical drive, electrical drive. Again, bifurcate power modulator. Power modulator. Something which is modulating, something which is converting. Okay. So, power modulator is nothing but power converter. What is the performance? What is the working of power modulator? Power modulator will convert one or more of the following functions. What are the functions? It converts electrical energy from the source. It converts electrical energy from the source and provide it to the motor in the form required by this motor. For example, this motor is AC motor. AC motor, we can say that this motor is an induction motor. And what is the input we give to induction motor? An AC supply. So, and for example, if we are having the source in the form of DC supply, so this power modulator will convert or modulate the flow of power from DC to AC, because the requirement is AC and we are having the supply in the form of DC. So, it will convert this DC with the help of some converter and convert it into the form required by this particular motor. So, power modulator will perform one or more of the following functions. It converts energy from a suitable form to the form required by that particular motor. For example, DC for a DC motor, DC to AC for an induction motor. Now, what is the second working of this power modulator? It controls the flow of power to the motor so as to get the torque speed characteristics as required by the load. The load means output side. The load have a particular speed torque characteristics. That to maintain that speed torque characteristics, this power modulator will control the flow of power to the motor to balance the flow of power. This is another working. Then third working, during transient operation. Now this is the very most important word, transient operation. Now what is transient operation? Transient means switching from one means operation to another one, like from motoring to braking or braking to motoring. So these are these middle operations are called transient operations. So during those transient operations such as starting, braking, speed reversal, speed is changing, speed reversal or etc. What this power modulator will do? This power modulator will limit the current, the amount of current to the permissible value. Permissible value means that amount of current which is required by that motor, which is allowed to be flow in that motor. Permissible level to avoid why it is controlling, to avoid the conditions such as voltage fluctuations or voltage dips or voltage overloads. So it will control the current to a better limitable value, permissible value. Another it also selects the mode of operation of the motor. Means what power modulator will do? It will select the mode of operation, whether the motor has to be in motoring mode or in braking mode. Now, as we have said that the power modulator works as in the form of power converter. Now, what are those type of converters? What are those converters? Converters, there are several types of power converters depending upon the type of the motor used in a given drive system. For example, AC to DC converter. Now, what is an AC to DC converter? It will convert the single phase or polyphase AC supply into fixed or variable DC supply. AC to DC. If the input is AC and we require an output in the form of DC, so AC to DC converter will use single phase or polyphase, fixed or variable. Means either fixed to fixed or fixed to variable DC supply. Using simple rectifier circuit or controlled rectifier devices like, now what are those devices employed in that? Devices like thyristors, IGBTs, power MOSFETs, etc. Another converter is AC voltage controllers. Now, AC voltage controller. As the name itself is saying that voltage controller. Which voltage? AC voltage. So AC voltage controller. Another name we have given here is AC regulates. Means it regulates the flow of voltage. Which voltage? AC voltage. They are employed to get a variable AC voltage of the same frequency from a single phase or three phase supply. Means the supply is either single phase or three phase, and what we are getting? We are getting a voltage of same frequency. So frequency is same but voltage is changing. Example, auto transformer, then transformer with various taps and converters for using in various power electronic devices. Now second is DC to DC converter. DC to DC converter. Supply is DC, output is also DC and can be fixed to variable or variable to fixed. So they are used to get variable DC voltage from a fixed DC voltage using power electronic devices for smooth stepless variable voltage can be obtained. Right? Now next, inverters. It is also a type of converter to get variable voltage or variable frequency from DC supply using which technique? Pulse width modulation technique. Another type of power modulator or power converter is cycloconverter. What is cycloconverter? They convert fixed voltage, fixed frequency AC supply. Fixed voltage is fixed, frequency is also fixed AC supply into variable voltage, variable frequency supply. For what? For smooth controlling of AC drives. Means we can say that they are frequency controllers or frequency changers. Means we are getting a variable frequency out of the fixed frequency. Now coming to the third part of an electrical drive system is called as electrical motors. So electrical motors can be any type of motor, DC motor, AC motor, or special type of motor. So most commonly used motors are DC motor, shunt, series and compound. Then AC motor, squirrel cage and slip ring induction motor. Apart from these two main motors, we have special type of motors like VLDC motor, brushless DC motor, stepper motor, then so many other motors are also there, like universal motors. Generally, DC motors have a large number of disadvantages over AC motors. So nowadays, in almost all the electrical industrial systems, induction motors are basically employed because they are robust in nature, they have smooth performance, they are easily available and easy to operate. Out of the induction motors, squirrel cage induction motors are less costly than DC motors, having high same rating and highly rugged and simple in construction. So from input, that is source, then power modulator, then motor. The fourth part is that is the output, that is called as the load. The load can be anything. What is load? Load means the tasks which we are going to perform. It can be a fan, it can be a pump, it can be a machine, textile mills like pumps, machines to carry out a specific task. So the demand which is carried out by load, the input, the power modulator has to accommodate that demand. The demand, which demand? Fit of demand required or asked by the load. So, an electrical motor having the torque speed characteristics compatible to that load has to be chosen. Then the next part is sensing unit or control unit. Both are interconnected to each other. Sensing unit, what is the working of sensing unit? Sensing unit will sense if any error is coming there, if any type of fluctuations in the form of voltage or voltage dip or current is coming, sensing unit will sense that error and it will give the command to the control unit. Now what is the function of control unit? The control unit will control the operation of the power converter based on the input command. What is the input command? Given by the sensing unit. So control unit will control the operation and it will give the command to the power modulator, not to the input, not to the source. It will give the command to the power modulator. Power modulator will work accordingly as to get the desired amount. So the overall operation can be called as closed loop operation at the load end so as to get the desired load performance. Now these are the various classifications of electrical drive system. Means the electrical drive system is as a whole. Now if we go deep into it, if we classify it, we have the classifications based on different types like group drive, individual drive and multiple drive. As the name itself is suggesting, group drive means the system is consisting of a number of drives all together. Group drive. Now individual drive, simple individual drive and multi-motor drive means employing lots of machines all together at a time. So now based on the supply, classification based on supply. Supply means either the system can be AC drive or the system can be a DC drive. Now based on running state, system can be constant state speed or system can be changeable speed or variable speed. Generally the word is variable speed drive. Now the electrical drive system based on the number of motors, this number of single motor drive or multi-motor drive. The drive system which is employing only a single motor, this is called single motor drive. This drive system which is employing number of motors all together at the same time, then it can be defined as multi-motor drives. Based on the control parameter. Control parameter means the parameter which we require to control to get the desired performance as required by the load. So what are the load? Basically what we require, a torque or a arc at the output side. So stable torque drive means the parameter if our required parameter is stable torque, or we can say that constant torque. When they can be defined as stable torque drive or constant torque drive, means the output should be in the form of constant torque. Now stable power drive or constant power drive means the output requirement should be a constant power. So what are the advantages of an electrical drives? What we have studied till now is why we are using a drive system. Means we are having some different motor, we are having some different input, we require a different output. So altogether we are utilizing or combining all these parameters to get the desired type of output. So output is our desire. So steady state and dynamic performance can be easily shaped. Means what we require, we are getting. So these are the advantages of an electrical drive system. What we are getting, a steady state and a dynamic performance. To get the desired load characteristics over a wide range of speed and torque. At the starting, the range of the speed was very much variable. So over a wide range of speed and torque, we are getting a desired speed and a desired torque. These are the advantages of electrical drive. Then efficient starting or efficient braking is possible with simple control gear. Now, with the help of these power electronic devices, mainly SCR, power MOSFETs, IGBTs, high speed, what are these devices? These are high speed, high power devices. The overall system can become simple and easy. Overall electrical drive system with the help of these devices. What are these devices? SCR, power MOSFET. These devices we are using in our component power modulator. So one way or the other, power modulator plays a very important role for getting the desired output. Now, the latest PLCs and microcontrollers which can easily perform the control unit functions, the output means these PLCs and SCADAs where we are using in our controlling system. So the system is sensing the fluctuations or any type of faults or errors coming in the system. It will give command to the control system. Now what are the controls are utilizing nowadays? PLCs or latest technology, SCADA, etc. And with the help of microcontrollers, the control unit function is also becoming easily available. Now the final advantage means one of the best advantage of electrical drive system is high efficiency, low losses, considerably overloading capable. Means overloading is possible, which is under the considerable range. Hence the considerable overloading capacity, having longer life, low noise and low maintenance is required while using the electrical drive system. Another advantage is they can operate in all the 4 quadrant operations These four quadrant operations we will study in the next lecture. So the torque speed characteristics can be gained with the help of these four quadrant operations. Regenerative braking results in considerably energy saving. Now, what is regenerative braking? Regenerative braking coming in the next lecture, a part of the braking system. While using the regenerative braking, the most important thing is saving of energy. That we will study. The last but not the least, the last advantage of electrical drive system, they are powered from electrical energy which can be easily transferred, stored and handled. Means electrical drive system, the energy can be easily transferred from one form to the another form, can be easily stored and can be handled easily. So these are the basic advantages of electrical drive system. Some disadvantages are also there. No system is ideally perfect. So some disadvantages are also. What is the disadvantage? Noise pollution can occur. System can produce noise. These drives cannot be used where the power supply is not accessible. Means if power is not there, we cannot utilize this electrical drive system. The power breakdown totally stops the entire system. So continuity of power is required thing in case of electrical drive system. The primary price of the system is expensive. Means installation or the initial cost is expensive, but the results are highly efficient. So that can be compatible. Dynamic response of the system is poor, which can be modified, which can be. Disadvantages are there, but we can modify these disadvantages. We can work out over this, and we can do further research to obtain the desired performance. Applications means uses of electrical drive system, where we are using these applications. So basically, definitely in the all type of industrial system, all type of transportation system, example textile industries and every type of industrial, like transportation of materials from one location to another location, we need a drive system. The different types of electrical traction, electric trains, buses, trolleys, trams, solar powered vehicles, etc. These are the applications where we are using electrical drive system. Then not only industrial applications, domestic applications are also there, like pumps, then these grass cutting machines also, etc. Then textile mills, robots, fans, these are the domestic applications. So this is the fundamentals of electrical drive system. What are the main components? What are their utilizations? What should be the input? What should be the output? And what are the applications, advantages and disadvantages? Now in the next class, in the next lecture, we will study about the four quadrant operation of the electrical drive system. Then the lecture will become more clear to you all. Thank you.